This is our last day in Chicago. We packed up the night before and then this morning we headed down to breakfast. We headed back up after breakfast to get our luggage and suitcases, and we were staying near the SeatGeek Stadium where the girls' soccer team play, which was really cool. We didn't get to see any games, but that's okay. We still were near the stadium, and so now we are going to start our adventure. Let's go. Our first stop is the Michael Jordan statue in the United Center where the Chicago Bulls play. But while we were going to the statue, we were driving down Route 66. And the reason why Route 66 is super important is because during the Dust Bowl of the 1930s, it was the primary route for the migration of farm workers from the Midwest to California. While we were driving down Route 66, you could see a beautiful overview of Chicago. After driving down Route 66, we finally made it to the United Center. The Michael Jordan statue was super cool. I loved how they didn't even bother to put a defender there. That was kind of funny, but at the same time it was really cool just to show how much Michael Jordan meant to the basketball league. It was really awesome. If you are really into basketball, I would recommend going. Even if you're not into basketball, it would still be really cool to see the statue. You can even go into the gift shop, and to go in, you would have to go through the back, or I'm pretty sure you can even go through the front, and you don't even have to pay, which was really awesome, but it was definitely a really cool experience to see the statue. Now here's the J Squad.
Hey guys, welcome back to the third video of our trip. Today we are at
the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry?
Yeah.
Alright.
So we have 2 showings today, and then we're just going to be walking around. Today is also our flight to head back home. So we're going to get this done and then see what takes us from there. Let's go.
Let's go. To fill in a couple gaps, we had actually gone through the exhibits beforehand just to see what we wanted to do because we knew our time was limited. So we started off going into the space exhibit where they had both replicas and real life versions of rockets and spacecraft that had gone. So here you have the Dragon capsule from SpaceX that had actually gone up into space and come back down. A little later we're going to see the same thing for Apollo. But then they did have some from the Apollo missions that had gone to the moon and had a mock-up of the lunar lander here that Janelle had gone down and explored, and then Jasmine's going to be taking a look inside utilizing the cameras. And then in the next coming up shot, they have mock-up versions of the size of each one of the rockets, so you could kind of get a size comparison between what we're using today versus what had been used in the past. So this was actually really a fantastic exhibit to see real life spacecraft that had gone up, and something that we saw with the planetarium, just some more really unique aircraft that you can see here just like you could at the planetarium. Now back to Jasmine.
So right about now we are heading over to the show, but we couldn't record anything, so you can't see, but the show was about D-Day, and after that we headed over to the submarine area, which I know my dad was really excited about. And it was really cool because they had like the actual submarine in there. These are real news articles about the submarine, and like the way they did it was just really cool, and like it almost felt like you were in a submarine because of the way it was designed. It was amazing. I would definitely recommend going into this area. And they even had little show parts like showing you what's happening, and this is where we saw the submarine, and I was just like breath taken away. Like it was so cool to see like that was an actual thing like in the ocean. It was really amazing, but we had to go really fast because we were also trying to see another show. So, well, it wasn't really a show, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a little bit. So we walked around it, and then we ended up going down, and there is more stuff to do down in that area. So as you see, we are walking around the submarine right now, and like I still can't believe like that thing was actually in the ocean, and we ended up touching it, which was really cool. And they even let you, not like in the submarine, but off to the side, there was a little gaming area where you actually had to try and drive a submarine, which I did not do good. Mine wasn't really working, but Janelle's was working, and I don't think she made it, sadly. But hey, she's still trying. I think she tried like 2 times and failed both times, but it's okay. We're not used to driving a submarine. Mine wasn't really working. I don't know what happened. It kept restarting. But I thought that was really cool, especially like you had to figure out how to like work a submarine. And then after that, we headed over to another area, which was where you could see like above a submarine, which is really cool. But yeah, see, mine's not working right here. I mean, we stayed right here for a good 10 minutes and then we started moving on. So that's like a little area where you could see inside a submarine. This is where you saw above the submarine, which I thought that was really cool. And then we started heading over to the 007 James Bond exhibit, which I was super excited for this because I love spy movies and action packed stuff. So I was really excited for this. We're still at the submarine, but then we realized, oh, we have to go. So like we ran over there because we weren't sure what to expect. So we weren't sure if it was a show or like a walkthrough. So here's the 007. Now this was a pretty cool area, but it was also kind of funny because me and Janelle have never watched James Bond, so we didn't really understand like the plot or the like story behind all this stuff. Basically how I got it was, oh, it's like Mission Impossible, but this was before Mission Impossible. So I didn't understand most of the gadgets or any of that, but I thought it was still really cool. We ended up getting this scavenger hunt thing where we have to find certain things, like one was a telephone and then the other was the car that James Bond crashed and what type of car that was, which I thought was really cool. And like the fact that they had this stuff was just like, it was so cool. So while my dad was recording, me and Janelle were too busy trying to figure out what gadgets we need to find and what type of vehicles we need to find, which that kept us entertained. So how it works is basically there's 2 museums for 007 James Bond, and the first one's just, I think the first one has more gadgets than the second one, and the second one has like more vehicles, more cooler gadgets, I want to say. So the first one, after you do the first one, you have to walk across the museum to the second one, and there will be more answers for the scavenger hunt that kids or adults can even get. So after we finished the first museum, we headed over to the next 007 James Bond museum. And the first thing that we got was a shark tank where you had to press it to see the shark attack you, which it scared Janelle each time she did it, which was quite hilarious. And I didn't have any movements, but it was still pretty funny seeing her reaction, especially the first time. It was hilarious. So now we're just walking around the museum and looking at the cool gadgets. Now I thought this was really cool because you had to crack a code, which was really fun. And then there was another one, this one right here, where you got to disguise yourself, which was pretty hilarious. Oh, I didn't even know my dad did one. Anyway, this one was really hard. Like, it might look easy, but it was extremely hard. You had to hang on that for 45 seconds, but like the hard thing was there was no grip. Like, you had to hold. And it was really hard. Like, it might look easy, but it was super hard. This is the underwater car, which I want an underwater car now because that looks really cool.
While Jasmine takes a break, I really needed another adult that understood James Bond to really appreciate this exhibit, because there was a lot of stuff from the different generations of James Bond, the different gadgets. I enjoyed all of it, even down to the golden gun. It reminded me of GoldenEye, the game, but it was fun and the girls enjoyed themselves.
So the 007 was coming to an end, which I love this museum. I would definitely recommend doing that show because I loved it. I would do it again. It was so cool. And then after that, we headed over to this farm exhibit, and Janelle really wanted to go to it, so we went. I guess it's really trying to teach you how crops are grown and like how your food's processed sometimes. It was very confusing, but it was also cool at the same time. Janelle was like in love with this tractor thing. She drove it for 5 minutes, but whatever makes her happy. And then after this, we decided to go get wax figures. Janelle got a jet and I got the Wills Tower. She wanted the Wills Tower, but I said, can I please have it, since I went up on it and I was petrified. And she said, yeah, I'll get the jet, because she thought it was cool. And I said, okay. We were going to get one for my dad. We were planning on surprising him by getting a submarine one, but they closed it off, so we couldn't get him one, which was very sad.
And one up there. Yeah, I'm doing this one. I don't understand, but
I think it's a popular flight.
okay, no, I'm getting it, Jasmine.
Okay, stick your hand in it.
Okay, there's mine. And should we make Daddy's a George Washington?
I don't know.
Let's make him one.
What was it you want? Say George Washington.
So there's mine and there's Jasmine's. This is so cool, bro. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go see if my dad wants one. But these are really cool. I can't believe like you can take one and it's only $5. That's not bad. Thank you, Jasmine. Daddy, do you want one?
No, I'm good, kiddo. Those are cool.
Mine's the Wills Tower.
I don't understand this one.
Yours is a 727 jet. Then why'd you get it if you don't understand
Liked
it?
it.
It's a jet.
You like it?
Flat.
What do you mean?
Is that supposed to be flat
Yes,
like
it's a
that,
jet.
Well, okay, so that was the last thing we were gonna do.
Most of the areas are closed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's go ahead and head out because
And I have to fill up the gas tanks.
the wait's getting longer. It's like 50 minutes to get there. So let's go ahead and start heading out, okay?
50?
Yeah, it's like the traffic's getting worse. Let's
Okay.
go ahead and go.
So we are going to go to the airport now, but we have to go get gas for the car real quick because with rental cars you have to put gas in it before you rent it off. I don't know if this is a good angle because I cannot see, but
You're good.
okay. But we're gonna go because it was like 35, but now I guess the traffic is getting worse because it's now 50. But I really like these. These are cool.
I love this museum. Like, you could spend almost all day in here. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and there's so much to do. We didn't even get to the top floor.
Right, there's a whole top floor and we didn't even get to it. So
Yeah.
there's like so much more.
Yeah, we didn't even get. Can you hold this for a second? Okay, there we go. Now I can see myself. So we didn't even get to the top floor. There's like a whole nother top floor. We mostly stayed on this floor and the other floor because we didn't have time to go up. But if we didn't have a flight to catch, I bet you we would have spent more time here and we would have went up there. The problem was.
Not while you're, I told you, not while you're walking.
Oh yeah.
And with that, our trip to the Griffin Museum of Science and Technology was over. I want to thank Jasmine for narrating through this one. I really appreciated that one because we had done a lot of recording, and I think as we got to the last days, it was like, let's just do this and have fun. But really loved this museum. I definitely think we all wish we had more time. This is definitely a full day museum. There was an entire upper level we didn't get to. But after we finished up there, we hopped on over to Chicago Midway to catch our flight home. We were able to scarf down some hot dogs and have safe travels back to Orlando. But I just want to take a few minutes because really I hope everybody understands the purpose of these videos are for us as a family, and we just want to share our experiences. But I really want to thank the girls for having an amazing trip to a city that I had never been to before, and really having a great time as we experienced everything from Indianapolis and the Indy 500 and seeing Caitlin Clark and hopefully the phenomenon that she's going to become, to the WNBA game in itself, and just the great city that Indianapolis was, as well as our drive over. You know, we originally thought a 3.5 hour drive to Chicago was just sort of going to be a thing, but we really enjoyed seeing the Midwest and the windmills and all the farms. But then to really explore Chicago really to its fullest. I mean, it was 3 full days of just go the entire time, and they were absolute troopers and conquered their fears over heights and trying new things and trying new foods in a certain moments, as well as just being open to the idea that museums can be fun. I was really worried about Chicago not having any quote-unquote attractions for the most part, but being very heavy with museums. But Chicago did a fantastic job of having some very, very fun museums that were really engaging all day long, and something that we would really look to go to again. But overall, I really just want to thank the girls, and I hope this is one of many memories that we will continue to make as we go forward and as we continue to live for Lisa and really accomplish everything in her life for her that she wanted. So thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.